Are you a professional pillow fighter? Or a 9-to-5 low-cost time travel agent? Or maybe real estate sales on Mars is your profession? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is you do, however complex or intricate, Monday.com can help you organize, orchestrate, and make it more efficient. Monday.com is the one centralized platform for everything work-related. And with Monday.com, work is just easier. Monday.com, for whatever you run. Go to Monday.com to learn more.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer, so let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
I happen to be very good at mechanical things, Kate, usually. And unfortunately, we had we began the beguine. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, the card was full.
Putin?
Putin was full. And
Putin did it.
WikiLeaks...
White Julian Scary Assange did it.
Yeah, Julian Assange.
Because he doesn't want lesbians talking to each other.
Really?
Ever.
Is that true?
It's so true. It's sad, but scary.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so true.
That's great.
Where are you, Julian Assange?
Julian Assange, where are you?
He's in a hotel.
He's in a hotel.
I think so.
Hotel. So, Kate, we began by talking about the fact that you grew up in a very conservative Catholic family.
Correct.
The middle child, the real middle child of 5 kids. So you're, some people say, I'm the middle child, but there's, 6 kids. So you're not really the middle child. There's 2 middle children.
Exactly.
You are middle child of 5, 2 elder siblings and 2
Well, that's at some point. Also, I was the youngest child, and then.
How long were you the youngest child? Because I'm the youngest child.
I was the youngest child for 2 years.
How was that for you?
It was good.
Because Elisa,
is anyone paying it? The soccer game is on.
The soccer game is on.
No one is paying attention.
Millie is here, and Millie's a huge fan of yours, but she's enjoying the soccer because she's also a lesbian before she's a fan of yours.
Can't blame her.
So you're the middle child. And we talked about the fact that, during the time when you realized, because you were born in 1947, you look 67.
I'm
1967. No, you look like you were born in 1967.
I'm 68, but with the wind chill factor, it feels like 59. I get a million of them. Go ahead. Yeah.
So you didn't, because I was saying, I knew I was a lesbo. I knew something was different and that I liked my friends more than... And as you said, you told your father you like your friends a lot. But you didn't have the language. Like, I knew the word lesbian. There was sissy, there were other things. But lesbian, the gym teacher, we'd call her a lessie.
No, we didn't have any of that. We didn't have gym.
You didn't have gym?
No, I'm Title IX. That's why...
Oh, that's right, yes.
I'm the last generation without knee replacements. Because I didn't play sports.
And I have a total knee replacement.
I did. I was just trying to make some connection with you in a way that supports that you had to have it. And
you know what? I appreciate that. And I felt it, and I felt you trying to connect.
I did. I felt it worked for a little bit.
So...
It's about the people, Judy.
Yes. So you're in a Catholic family.
Correct. Very Catholic.
Very Catholic.
My mom went to Mass every morning.
Every day.
Every day. And then during Lent, we all said the rosary together after dinner, kneeling down at our chairs. That was some of my early comedy work right there. Because I would try to get my brothers to laugh.
Right.
And get in trouble.
Is that something... Why do you think they were so religious, your parents?
They came from that. My mother was a true believer, but it was the Catholic Church where you visited the sick, you you took care of people. They didn't worry about gay people and whatever.
It was they were true Catholics.
Yeah, they were true Catholics.
Because as you know, because you know everything, the Catholic Church has been quite accepting of the gays. The Catholic people, congregants.
Yeah.
Not the
gay guys that run it.
Right.
Please.
Right.
I hope you don't find this out about us. And they did. And
Wow.
It was lots of really bad.
I never knew that
it's
the
huge.
priests and really.
Yeah. We've lost a lot.
Your father was a computer, like pre-computer person.
Yeah.
Your mother was a teacher, and she retired, left
Had
the
a kid.
teaching to have a kid. And you mentioned that she had 5 kids but wanted 10. Then I did a joke about, was her maiden name Duggar?
Right.
And you laughed.
I did.
And now you're not going to laugh because you're so mad that you had to go out. This is a total Kill Me Now podcast.
No.
That our card is fucking full. And Kate and Milagros Diaz, who was
My
coming.
trusty
Yes,
assistant.
your assistant who was coming in her pants because she got to go on a car ride with you.
In a cemetery.
Yeah.
We drove through the cemetery.
You went through the cemetery.
She was
Yeah,
so
it was so
excited.
exciting.
Oh, to get to Conwell Lumbo?
Yeah, to get to Conwell.
Yes.
We went the back way. Because,
Yes, I like the back way.
well, it was just
the back
half.
Yeah, the back way's good.
Amazing.
It
So
is
you-
here in Provincetown. It is the very famous Carnival Week.
Yes, so I'm not going into town at all. You?
Don't ever. Well,
No.
right, unless I have to go do a show, and then I quickly come back.
I have a reservation this evening at June that we made a while ago, and we have to cancel it.
What?
Because we have guests,
Oh.
and we're having a barbecue.
Oh, Milagro?
Milagros
Yeah.
and her wife, Aram, and their daughter, Pilar. And then we also have our friend Julie Goodrich and her daughter, Annie,
Who is so
coming
tall
over.
and has grown to be such a gal.
Yes. And then we have our friends Robin and Luann. Robin Peter Paul, Luann Kempf. Luann Peter Paul, Robin Kempf.
Luann just had a 60th birthday.
Yes, we had her 60th birthday last night.
And we have their
And
friends.
they're 2 of their friends.
Will you be doing the grilling? Will you be in
I
charge?
will, yes, I do yes, I do cook, and as much as you probably are going to be like, there better be someone there with her, because if she grills like she does this fucking
I was
microphone.
going to say that. Just check the
Right.
propane before you
Yeah.
kick it in.
I-
That would be Elisa.
Absolutely
no Jamie,
right,
no
Kate.
Jamie,
I
no
already
Jamie,
asked
no
her that
Jamie.
about
Even though
5
I made
times.
her hot dogs the other night, and everything was fine.
Yeah, you might have used the last up.
Right. And you said you're not Jewish.
I am not Jewish, but
That
as
is
you know,
the most Jewy comment.
however, let's remember that I've always felt that Jews are co-Catholics, Catholics are co-Jews.
Well, I would think that's very true. I grew up next to the DiSavinos and Antonellis, and my mother
Well, here you go.
send mass cards to them, and
Co-Jews, co-Catholic, what goes around comes around. Where they meet, that's Italian. Right there. There you are. There's your neighborhood.
that was me taking a sip of water. Now, so
How long does a podcast last?
oh, this is going for days. What time do you have to be at Cornell?
I think I just went through menopause. I'm not sure. But, okay. It's okay if they laugh at me, Judy.
All
Don't
right.
get mad.
So we also mentioned your father was quiet, your mother was strong. But we didn't mention that you had a big crush on Mrs. Hartigan, your neighbor.
Oh my God. We're at deep dish here.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. So I do good research, baby.
Wow. Who did you talk to?
No one. I read.
You did.
Yes. So Mrs. Hartigan was your mother's friend
Yes.
next door. Tell me about Mrs. Hartigan.
In her cardigan. Oh my God. She was so fancy. She was, gave double knits a reason to live. I mean, she was very fancy. We were not incredibly fancy, but adequate, but she just had style. I thought she was absolutely dreamy.
Where was Miss Hartigan from?
That's a good question. I don't know. I didn't care.
Did she ever perform in the show Annie?
She did not. She did not.
That's a Ms. Hannigan joke.
I got
Okay.
that.
But you know what? You just
you
laugh at Kate's jokes, and that's fine. You don't have to laugh at my jokes.
No,
just
but-
laugh at Kate's jokes.
I just want to hear more about Miss the neighbor.
And I want to know
Hannigan.
who is Duggar.
Duggar, the Duggars. They have, 19 kids, and then he was on the porn site and he molested some of the kids.
I have no idea. I don't follow that. I get it. People. Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
I mean,
okay.
I don't get the Kardashian either. I haven't really ever seen a Kardashian except an errant butt shot.
Really?
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm NPR.
Okay, great. I'm NPR too, but the Duggars,
When?
19 kids.
When do you have time to be a Duggar person?
Okay, I hate them so much
You have to follow them.
that the fact that I got so aggravated that they have a show. They have a show.
Put your mic up.
They have a show.
Yeah.
They have a show, 19 Kids and Counting. And
Did they have them or did they adopt
she
them?
had all of
had
them.
them.
Okay, the fact that I'm explaining the Duggars is hilarious to me. She had them. They've had a show on
Could you
TLC.
get a shot of my face?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
really?
Okay, so she had 19 kids, and
Yeah.
they've been all over. Hold on. They've been all over. They used to be on the Today Show a lot because they were on an NBC affiliated
Because
network.
they had all those kids? And it was
Right, so
interesting?
they had the show.
Sole
You know, like
reason.
they had the show about
Duck
the
Dynasty?
sisters, sister wives.
Yes.
So
I do
it's
know that.
another one of those shows.
Okay,
Same network,
okay.
I think. I'm not sure. Okay. Oh shit! I can't move my leg. Anyway, so
Has it gone to sleep or do you
no,
worried about
because
a cord?
it makes the thing
Okay.
go. So anyway, they are the
I'm having a
Christian,
stroke.
and the husband is getting involved politically, and they're so anti-gay, and the son, the eldest son, who now has 3 kids, they've homeschooled. It's a whole TV show, right?
Are they Mormons?
They're those fucked up Christian. He is head of the Family Research Council. He worked at so that's why I was obsessed with how much I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
He just was, they just discovered he had molested a couple of his little sisters and a couple of friends. And, he's so anti-gay, and he's been on porno sites. Shocking. This is the head of the Family Research Council. They're so anti-gay. That's why I fucking hate them. So anyway, they have 19 kids. So that's why I was saying your mother
I'm
wanted
going to go
be...
back to the look. That was
Okay, here's the look. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So when you guys have to go on our Facebook page, my Judy Gold Facebook page,
You'll see my astonished
you'll
face.
see the astonished face
Amazing.
of Kay Clinton. You liked being Catholic.
I didn't like that the boys were in charge and that my brothers got to be altar boys and they never could learn the Latin, and I could say the Mass in Latin.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, for God's sakes.
Because do you think you're the smartest child in your family? Most intelligent? Or is it because you have an open mind? Go.
Open mind.
Do you think they're as smart as you, but that they don't want to know?
Oh, I think they're very open-minded, actually. And
Oh.
they've done a lot of work, but they're
Well, I know that initially, when you came out, your elder brother, eldest brother, was not happy about it.
No, he wasn't. He's he was actually in the seminary studying to be a priest for 8 years. He left and he fell in love, which I was so happy
With whom?
A lovely, beautiful woman.
So you don't think there's any gay in him?
I don't think so. I think he's pretty.
I do.
No, okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
You were prom queen. You were homecoming queen.
Yes.
You were on the basketball team.
I was.
Pre-Title IX. And you said that, who did you get to play
I
basketball
played
with?
basketball with Bob Cousy, the Syracuse Gnats, who were that before they moved to the Philadelphia 76ers. And we used to practice in the War Memorial.
Was that your stomach?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay, I love you.
It's great.
Go ahead.
Nice, kind of a.
Yes,
it sounded
it's
like
fine.
I told the story
Yeah.
and somebody went, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice." I thought, oh, she's so nice.
Yeah.
I
Empathetic.
think that we've heard this story, but it's fine.
We heard it, Melissa, but the card wasn't on.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
So tell us about your basketball. This is a redo, ladies and gentlemen, because the fucking
Why
card
didn't
wasn't
you tell
in.
me? I just thought, oh, she has no memory of what we did.
She's. Let's tell them, Elisa. And you know what's funny? She's a therapist, and she's such a good listener. I want to say that.
I used to go to a therapist, and about 2 years in, I realized that during therapy, she ate her entire lunch.
She ate during your therapy session?
Oh my God.
No way. She brought food in? I don't even let my students bring food.
It was not until I talked to a friend of mine who was also going to that therapist that I realized she had been eating her lunch. My friend said, do you notice that she eats her entire lunch during your session? I went, oh my God, you're right. I have never really seen it.
So I hope she went at the same time as you.
No. It was another day about that time.
But same time of day.
Yeah.
Yes. Because otherwise that means she's eating at every fucking session. Was she fat?
She was kind of, well, she sat a lot. Let's just say that. A lot.
So
I ended up
Jewish?
helping her. I suggested Weight Watchers to her.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a big Weight Watchers.
I'm a total Weight Watchers.
Should we chow down on a sandwich or
like
what?
a sandwich, an apple.
While you're
I'm
talking
like
about
into
your
figuring it out, you know.
Wow.
This boring childhood I just told you about.
Can I just say something though?
What?
How many years did you go to her before you?
About 2.5, I think.
I didn't hear. Okay, because I was looking at the thing.
I didn't say.
Was she Jewish?
Yes, on the Cape.
A Jew on the Cape?
I know, alone, and yeah.
Eating lunch. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Was it the same?
Anyway, all right. So, I am obsessed with a little bit with the kids who were popular in high school. I was very bullied, and I was not popular, and I had elderly parents, and I was very tall, and my listeners, of course, know this. But I dreaded going to school because they would just pick on me.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. And then when I went to college, my guidance counselor had to come over the night before because I was so afraid that I would be living in a dorm and that if I left my room to go to the bathroom or something, they would be calling me names, which didn't happen, thank God. But you were so fucking popular, and so many comedians. I mean, I know you have the Leslie thing and you have a lot of things, but so many comedians were shunned in school. And you're like...
More outcast.
But do you think that you're happier because you had such a...
I think I was not, I know I was not bullied.
Right.
And I did not bully. That almost would be, it would be...
Wrong.
And I would be so embarrassed about it, but I didn't because I...
Do you think Donald Trump was bullied?
I bet he was hazed a lot in his public school.
Right.
Yeah.
In the public school that he
And,
went
I'm sorry, in his private school.
Yes, yeah.
He drove by.
Because I fucking hate him so much. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. So, all right. So you're, so here you are. You're this gay kid. You think you're going to just be alone for the rest of your life because there was nothing for you. There were no, these kids these days with the, because they had, what was the show that, and it's time to be old and not remember anything, anything, with the gay character, with the gay best friend, and Max Munchnick wrote the fucking show.
I don't know.
Not Soap.
Soap did have the gay character.
Right.
But I'm talking about...
Beaver? Leave It to Beaver?
No.
You have no idea.
They're not modern.
Glee?
No, before that. With the red head and the... I'm sure everyone who's listening to this is fucking screaming the name of the show.
Yeah. Call in. There's a huge
Yeah,
prize.
call in
I
right
don't
now.
know.
You know Deborah Messing
Yes.
was in it?
Will and Grace?
Yes, Will and Grace. Give me a kiss on that.
Will and Grace.
You get a prize.
Yeah. That's nice.
Okay, yeah. So Will and Grace. I mean, so these kids, these kids had, we lacked. Yeah. I mean, we had Liberace. Charles Nason Riley.
Darlene on the Musketeers.
Yes, Darlene.
And that Funicello getting breasts.
Yeah.
It was really exciting. Yeah.
The Brady Bunch. But it's amazing how the world, the world has fucking changed a lot, and it still has a long way to go.
Long way to go.
So you didn't come out until you were 31.
28.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
but good work. But out to myself then, probably, and then 31.
What, 31, you came out to your father. You were 31 years
Yeah.
old. It was 1978. And you didn't come out to your mother because she had Parkinson's and you thought it would be too cruel.
Right. And she couldn't talk. And we would have talked.
Right. And that wouldn't be fair to her to
Right.
be able to not.
Right.
What do you think she would have?
I think she was very, very Catholic and worried mostly that I wasn't going to church. I wasn't going to Mass. And
Right.
she told me that I was going to go. She was very sad to tell me that I was going to go to hell.
Right.
And I said, what kind of God would do that?
Right.
I'm a good person. I take care of my friends.
All right.
And,
Wait, this is important.
Darling, that's not how you co-host. I put in little things. Go ahead. All right,
there's
go.
also a Chiron running, but
Yeah.
it's radio. She would have been. I think she would have been upset, but we would have gotten through it.
Right.
And when I talked to neighbors, friends that had,
Did you ever tell Miss Hardigan?
They had left. I think they had left when I was like, I don't know, maybe 11, like when I was in junior or middle school.
Yeah.
But, I think we would have talked. And the thing was that they also told me, don't tell Dad, it would kill him.
Right.
And so, which I always thought
Who's they? Your siblings?
Yeah. And I think that really that made me think, wow, that is powerful. We should do it. Because this was during Reagan. I used to
Right.
think I would go stand up and say I'm a lesbian and see if it would kill him.
Right.
Just like
That would have been good.
it would be like, if it's that powerful,
Yeah.
let's use it. I felt.
Right.
But in fact, I told my dad, all he said was, I just want you to be happy and I want you to have health insurance. That was
Okay, he's Jewish.
Yes,
Because
that is
I
Jewish
always have to have health insurance.
Always.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
That is a very like when I started doing stand-up, I worked during the day. I bartered. I was a typesetter, and I bartered at a company. I worked the amount of hours I needed to be on their healthcare
Yep.
plan.
Yep.
Because health insurance, as you know, Obamacare, it's very important.
But your dad agreed not to tell your mom.
But she had passed by then.
Yeah.
How old
you
were
told
you
her.
when your mother died?
I think I was just 30.
Right. That's just
Young.
horrible. Horrible.
No, I was older. I can't do the math, but it was sad. But
Yeah.
she had Parkinson's and
Right.
suffered, and it was like, enough.
I know, right?
That's why I hated Reagan, because he did not allow stem cell research.
Stem cell research,
Right.
yes. And then
Exactly.
Nancy,
Yeah.
after he died of the Alzheimer's,
Right.
decides that she's going to raise money for stem cell
Yeah.
research.
Yeah.
And then,
Thank you very much.
Hillary is going to say at Nancy's funeral that George Bush helped with the stem cell research and he didn't. And then she gets vilified because she has a vagina. So,
Exactly.
you came out to your father. You came out, and I've always admired you. Well, first of all, you were an English teacher, and your vocabulary is beyond belief. You have an incredible
And
grasp.
I'm not afraid to use it.
That is correct.
That is a thing. The other day, I said in the cabaret room at the Crown and Anchor, I said apotheosis. The wall shook. It was amazing.
How many people knew what apotheosis?
I could see some phones light up Googling,
Right,
but they didn't seem to know how to spell it.
right.
So there was a
A.
little chatting.
P O
Yes.
T H I O S I S.
But I think it's EOSIS.
So it's a Greek word.
It's a Greek word, and
Does it relate to a thesis?
would you like me to repeat the sentence?
Yes, go. Go.
I used apotheosis in the cabaret room. Is that helpful? Would you like me to peel you a grape? Okay, I think so. But let's move on. Because at home they're thinking.
No, they're thinking.
I wish
I want to pull my car over and look up what fucking apatios.
No.
Hey everybody, you know I'd get myself on the show again somehow. I know y'all miss me. Actually, don't respond to that. I miss you guys. I love you guys. You don't have to say it back. If you don't know who this is Hennessy here, Judy's co-host, not the host. It's her show, obviously. And her sponsor this week is Mack Weldon. But guess what? I get to benefit from her sponsor. So rock on for me. In fact, I am washing a bunch of my sweaty ass Mack Weldon gear right now. You can go to judygold.com/Mac. If you use code KILLME, they'll give you 20% off and a money back guarantee. If you don't like the clothes, you can send them back and get your money back. You're gonna love these clothes. I use them for exercise. I use them to go out. They make me look stronger than I am, which isn't the strongest in the world, but this is not bad. They accentuate my good parts and they don't accentuate my negative parts. You know what I mean? Men are self-conscious about their bodies too. It's good for men. It's good for women. It's good for feminine men and women. It's good for tomboys, tom girls, and everything in between. This stuff is activewear you can wear on a daily, whether you're being active or not. Check out MackWeldon.com. Take advantage of their 20% off because this is an incredible company. Really, really good price stuff. Really quality clothes. They're a huge supporter of Kill Me Now and of Judy. And your support to them really helps us out. So thanks once again. Thanks for subscribing to us on iTunes, throwing us a good rating. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of your episode.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
Do you think you were a good teacher? You are very patient and funny. Were you funny as a teacher?
I was very funny as a teacher.
And what grade? High
did
school, right?
11th and 12th grade.
Yeah.
Tough crowd.
Very tough crowd. What books did you make them read?
We read, it depended. I mean, I taught for 8 years. I think we read Shakespeare, we read Macbeth. And I had them illustrate the plot structure of using a mobile, the plot structure of Macbeth. And some of the boys from Shop made a beautiful mobile that hung over a kid's head, and the main scene was the killing. And so I looked up and there was a dagger hanging over a kid's head on this hanger. And they had taped little red construction blood drops, which I thought was very effective. But I remember saying to the kid, Jim, just slowly, not real fast, just scooch your desk over a little bit.
Just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
So wait, what did Jim get
Creative
on
project.
the project?
Jim, it wasn't his project.
No,
I think
he was
actually, that might have been some very subtle bullying that I didn't realize.
Pick
they were
up
trying
on
to
it.
get Jim.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I love to teach.
And did the kids would come back and visit you after?
I saw this summer in Provincetown a kid who is now 42.
Wow.
And that I had the last year I taught in 1978.
Is he a gay?
He's a gay who just came out 2 years ago.
Oh, really? That's so sad.
I know, but it's like it was a very working class Italian family that had a business, and he just couldn't get out of it.
Right.
And he finally did.
That's it.
And
wow.
His parents are wonderful and supportive, and he's very sad his kids aren't talking to them. I said, but they'll get over it. And I said, enjoy it, actually.
Exactly.
They're shunning.
I mean,
enjoy the shunning.
Yeah, so annoying.
Yeah. Pretty soon they'll think you're cool. It'll be forever.
First stand-up comedy night of your life.
Syracuse, New York. The Ms. Adventure Club. And
is this a lesbo bar?
It was a women's club. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you know what I'm saying. And I had been talking about wanting to try stand-up comedy and for too long, and a best friend of mine called me up and she said, I booked you in a club, you're on in a month. I don't want to hear anything more about it. And we hung up a poster in the bar, and about 120 of my closest friends came, and I did a 33-minute show.
Wow, that's a long time.
I know, but I didn't know any better. When I first started, my my booker, she had been in a women's band, and for 10 years, and the band broke up. She said, I'll book you for the summer. I said, okay, that's great. And then I said, how long should a show be? And she said, well, I guess you should do 45 minutes. We'll take a break, and then you'll come back and do 45. And that's how I started.
Because that's
like
how bands
It
were.
was a music thing, yeah. And then...
So you, because you are one of the very few comedians who rewrites your hour every summer, which is... Do you ever repeat anything?
Some golden oldies pop up,
right?
Without the big build-up. It's just like a line, it's like a fave.
Right. So how much work does that... Because look, you're in New York part of the time. You're here. When you're here, it's not like you can get on stage and try 10 minutes out, one night somewhere.
Right.
So how do you work on that hour?
I actually, you mentioned my vlogs, my video vlogs.
Yes, video blogs are hilarious.
They're very good. They're good practice.
Right.
They're, because I'm still very much of a teacher, so if you saw my routine, it is like a lesson plan of what I'm going to do. And so, and I can get locked into that. But what the vlog has done is I have like 3 words, and I don't make any other note, and I just keep doing it, and they're like a minute and 30 seconds long.
Yeah, they're almost 2 minutes.
Almost
they're
2 minutes.
Great.
So I just keep doing it. So it's like that kind of practice. Very often I'll find out what I do on a Thursday for a video blog. I will use that night in the show.
Yes,
I have a sense of it.
That's excellent. I have a music stand.
Yeah.
On stage with me, and I just have 1 word.
Wow.
Because I'm working on my act. I know this is going to be shocking to everyone here that my new act this summer is about everyone I hate. I had to really work on getting that information out of myself.
A couple of years really to even amass that.
Yeah,
that
you know me. I'm just because I'm so loving.
Probably some anonymous people. Yes. Fill time. I need a whole hour. I hate Jill. You don't even know Jill.
Right.
You just do a whole thing
about Jill.
Jillness.
And what an asshole Jill is. Like Jill Stein.
You know what I hate about her? Exactly. She's insane.
What about Jill Stein? Jill Stein, whatever the fuck her name is.
Completely crazy.
Yeah. And she's now dissing Hillary. Jill, shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah.
All right. What? So you come out and you're I came out as a stand-up, and I didn't have any lesbo material. I was in a relationship. I just wanted to be a comic. I didn't, But you came out as a lesbian comic. Like that moniker was never something negative to you. And I've always said, I'm a comic. I happen to be a lesbian. How did that affect your career? And did you ever think, God? No, I don't think you never thought, God. No, you were, I mean.
Stupidity is sometimes good. Some of my friends thought saying you're a lesbian comic is like a sophisticated career death wish.
Right.
It was not. It was something I was coming out. I was interested in talking about it. There was plenty to talk about. And if you thought that you had to write 90 minutes for a 90-minute show,
what are you going to lie?
Then you do the intricacies of lesbian softball, and all of that. And there was plenty to talk about.
Right.
And oddly enough, because I did call myself a lesbian comic, it was like no one else was saying it, and I did do a lot of like that drive time radio. Let's talk to the little lady that says she's,
a lesbian.
Yeah,
right.
I did. One time I did Geraldo Rivera, and it was about lesbian comics. The title was Lesbian Comics, and
was it only you?
No, it was like me and maybe Suzanne,
Westenhofer,
two or three others. And maybe Marga, I don't remember,
Marga Gomez. Yeah.
So at some point he says to us, and somebody in the audience stood up and said, if you weren't a lesbian, you wouldn't even be on this show. And then I said, well, a topic was lesbian comics. That's why we're here.
Right.
And he said, but he did that, that devil's advocate thing. He said, well, yes, why are you here? And I looked at him and I said, we were told we were going to meet Connie Chung. I got really happy about it.
Funny. Perfect. I fucking love that.
It was great.
They must have laughed. Oh my god.
You,
It was like they had bust in this church group though to yell at the lesbians. It was
but who was out
awful
at the time? So you
I think Leah was.
Leah?
Oh, yeah, Leah.
But
Leah
wait,
was
you what? How old were you when you did your first set?
81.
1981.
So I was older, younger, 34. 34. Yeah.
I saw you at the Bottom Line, maybe in 82,
Wow.
80.
Yeah.
With all the fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
And
so
what
great.
else did you want to tell her, Elisa?
What? Which one? Oh, the Michigan Women's Music
Yeah.
Festival. Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
In 80, 81.
So you're doing your set, you're doing your, so you're pretty much prepared. You could work any club because, it takes years to be able to, first you MC, then you middle, then you, but you're writing these long, great,
And I came at the end of the flowering of the women's music circuit,
Right.
which had, there were women producers everywhere. There was a very active women's music industry. I mean, I came into that sort of the end of that. So I played in what you did in a comedy club. I was in the basement of the Unitarian Church,
Right.
two times, and then
Right.
the next time they're like, "We're going to put you upstairs."
Right.
It was like that, and then I would do a theater,
Right.
But there were producers that did it. They took it very seriously. They did big outreach. I mean, I used to do Sanders Hall in Boston. And
Wow.
there would be 2,000 people there, 2,000 women, insane. So I came. Do you know Valerie Bromfield? Do you know
Of
Val?
course, Val and Lois.
Yes.
Lois and I wrote a sitcom that's so fucking hilarious called and you thought you had problems, and it's so funny. But yeah,
Two
of
of
course,
them
Val's gone. She's a therapist now.
Yeah, but she's now at Smith.
She is?
She was in Nashville, and now she's working up at.
Oh, I love Val so much.
But she said she would be scared doing material in front of lesbians, and I was like, God, that's where I started. She was
Right.
always like, Wow, how'd you do that?
What do you think of the notion that lesbians have no sense of humor?
I think that somebody really got. They felt very left out. Probably a guy in another room. Lesbians were in the kitchen, howling, laughing,
Right.
sliding down the refrigerator,
Right.
weeping, crying. He felt left out, and he said, "Lesbians have no sense of humor." Starting to get that around.
Yeah. And do you know who that man is?
It was not Bob.
No, not Bob Smith.
Not Bob Smith.
Bob Smith, our friend Bob Smith,
Is a lesbian.
loves lesbians. Yes, he is.
He knows
does.
more about lesbian culture than many of us.
Yes. You became sober at what age?
Let's see. I became sober I've been sober now since 1990. So I did when I 28 years.
So did you ever do stand-up compromised on alcohol?
No, I did not.
Yeah,
I
me-
did.
me neither.
I did have hangovers, and it would be like, oh God, please don't
Right.
clap.
Did
It's
you?
gonna be painful.
Did you drink a lot?
I never could drink enough.
Right.
So, and it just was like, it wasn't like it wasn't a big car wreck,
Right.
thank God kind of thing. It was just enough for me. I mean, it was just like depressing.
Right.
And I
right.
just feel better not.
Right. What are you looking at me for? I had 3 glasses of wine. She's like,
Just-
last night we get home, she goes, when you want that other glass of wine, that's when you say no, Judy.
The first drink gets you drunk.
Right.
Right.
So I had a friend who would buy 2 drinks and drink the second one.
Exactly.
That's funny.
That's good.
I like that.
Yeah, there were a lot of suggestions.
You've some of the things that you have said are beyond brilliant, but also, I think we agree that, a lot of your philosophies I totally am on board with.
Mm-hmm.
And I have always felt that humor will change the world. And it's the only way to make a subversive point palatable for a lot of people. That you have a microphone and you can actually change someone's minds. So when I came out, and I was talking about, I came out basically as a gay mother because I was like, I can't just be gay in Provincetown and I have kids, and what do they think?
Right.
They're going to think, oh, is there something wrong? So I didn't come out till the mid-90s, but yeah, it's so many people. Like, I remember doing a thing in Houston, and some guy's like, he was in the army or something, and he was like, and you were talking about your kids and your family, and I see now why gay people should be able to get married. And those are the kind of things that, and you've done that for so many, for thousands of women. And I just have to say thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, you're
You're a legend.
You're a I mean,
It is very timely because I've been talking about my archives, and as far as I'm concerned, I should just burn them.
No.
I know. And I was with a woman last night that I just met, and she said,
Did you fuck her? Go ahead. I'm kidding.
She said I was married, I was living in Denver,
Right.
and I had kids, and she said, and I started to think, maybe I'm a lesbian, and she said, and I came to a show of yours, and I thought, this is possible. And I thought, I can't get rid of my art.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You know, when I did 25 Questions for a Jewish Mother, which was based on...
Brilliant.
Oh,
wonderful,
thank you.
Wonderful.
That show, so many religious Jews came to that show with their parents and then came out to their parents afterwards and realized, oh, I can still be Jewish and be gay. Which is, I mean, because you love faith. You think of sort of your work as a religion, sort of, you know, that, and the thing you once said something that, stereotypes are short for identification purposes. And that is exactly, like, that is such a fucking amazing way to look at stereotypes.
Yeah, we want to be known in our fullness.
Right.
You want to be known as Judy.
Right.
People are busy.
Right.
So they're like, yeah, she's Jewish, she's
Right.
a mother, she's that, but it's like we don't, it's just a shorthand.
Right. I love that.
Thank you.
Shorthand. Stereotypes are shorthand for identification. I forgot to write the hand. Because I'm an asshole, a big fat asshole. This year, Carnival is on Thursday.
Yeah.
Here in Provincetown, and the theme is the 80s. And as you mentioned on your blog, when you think of the 80s, you think of AIDS and the Reagans.
Good times. Yeah.
So what will you be,
I'll be at the
dressing as,
I'll
or...
be at the beach. It's a great time to go to the beach.
I know. It's at the beach. That's fucking great. Let's go to the beach. We should get a bonfire pass for Thursday.
Yes. That's a perfect time.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh, you looked at me and I felt like you loved me when you smiled. And
Well, that was
feel like
I was
that.
burping. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, or someday I think you just stay home and let your partner throw beads at your head.
That's a great idea.
Grapes, beads and grapes.
So, did you date a lot? Like, so you're a comic. You're the first lesbo out. Really out lesbo. Did you have women all over you? Someone's coming down the stairs.
I would be the last to know.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, my dear partner will say, hey, we're coming on to, and I go, really? No, I have no idea.
Okay,
I have no
that's
idea.
the same as me. And Elisa is so jealous.
That's true.
She is the most jealous human being. No, admit it.
I get a little jealous.
A little, to the point where, I get seated next to someone at an event. I didn't do the event, and I'm seated next to someone, and I go, hi, I'm Judy. What do you fuck her? What do you fuck her, Judy? Okay? Yes, exactly. Oh, did you make friends with your little neighbor over there? This is what I have to fucking listen to.
Not exactly.
Elisa, admit it.
No,
Yes,
It's a little
darling. No, it isn't.
overblown.
Okay. Milagros, am I exaggerating? I'm not getting it back. I'm not getting it back.
Are you staying with him?
Yeah.
You probably have to pick your shoes there.
Exactly.
So you meet Urvashi, your partner, who is beyond accomplished, and an activist. You are two of the strongest, most, I would say self-reliant, but also I would say that you both have changed the world in, she was the head of GLAD.
No,
the task force.
Yeah.
Sorry. GLAD is now all men. But
I'm glad.
I'm glad. GLAD's there's a lot of guys. But I love GLAD. Great. But they were the head. She was the head of the Gay and Lesbian Task Force. Mm-hmm. You are this major active. So you went to some sort of lecture, right? A conference. And you wanted to kill yourself because everyone was just talking and talking. And Urvashi got up and said, I have 3 points that I want to make. And then she made the 3 points, and you got wet in your vagina.
Because of the 3 fingers.
Right.
That was really true.
But you thought, wow, someone who had 3 points to make and made them and then moved on with her life.
It was very exciting. And I found out later that when she often says 3 points, what it means is she has 1 definitely, 2 maybe a variation. If she doesn't have 3, she just restates 1. But it sounds great.
So did you go up to her and say, I really enjoyed your 3 fingers? Did you put them inside
She came up to me and said, you are so handsome.
No, she didn't.
She did. She did. And I was like, oh, hi.
Well, did you know then that someone was coming on to you?
I did.
That's very good.
That was a very good direct one.
Right.
Very direct.
So you said, oh, wow, I want to show you my cock. Right? So, all right. So she said you're handsome.
Yeah.
And then?
I said, who are you? And then it turned out that...
but you just saw her, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't... I was sort of looking for her because a friend of ours had said, when you go to this conference, look for her. So I was like, oh, this one. Okay, I got it. And then our anniversary of when we met and when we did it and when we got married are all on the same day.
That was part 1 of Kate Clinton's episode of Kill Me Now with Judy Gold. Check out part 2 of Kate Clinton's episode as they continue recording in P-Town with a full media card. Probably my fault.
Everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.